Hello traders, and welcome to another weekly market forecast video. So hopefully everybody has been having a great weekend so far. And here we go with the next week of the month. We have finished with the first week of September. A lot of the market started reacting the way that we have explained last week. So let's start as we usually do with the dollar index. We would like to note that this week on Wednesday, we're going to have high volatility news such as the CPI from US. We're also going to have interest rate decision from ECB for the euro. So overall, it's going to be another moving, let's say, volatile week. Also, the week after, we will have the FOMC meeting from US. So the whole month of September, it's expected to have some decent moves in the market. So here we go with the dollar index. As we have explained last time, we are looking from the 27th of August low to do at least a double correction higher in the dollar index, and this will be the outlook that we believe to see from this week onwards, this push to the upside towards the 103 area for the moment. So this is the next move that we need to confirm anytime within the week after we break this trend line right here, this continuation to the upside in the dollar index. For the dollar yen, we have got last week after this push to the upside another move to the downside. So the market is generally correcting sideways to lower after this low from the 5th of August. So from here, we are expecting within the beginning of the week to create some sort of floor for the market to make this push to the upside in the coming days of the week. This is what will be our expectation for the dollar yen. Alternatively, it might also make another fake spike lower before it does this move. So either of the case, the next move for the dollar yen, it should be biased to the upside as well as the dollar index. Euro dollar, as we expected last week, the market provided us with a corrective bounce to the upside before it failed. And now ideally we need to have a small correction here and another move to the downside. Ideally we should be trading lower to the 109 400 to 200 area or so within the coming week. The next move for the euro as well is for the downside to make sense with the expected dollar bounce to the upside that we are expecting. So if we are going to look for any trades in the euro, it's only to the downside for the time being. For the pound, we have also created a pivot on the 27th of August for this correction to the downside. And after the first move and the bounce, we are looking for a continuation to the downside. Another move lower, at least to the 130, 129 area should be coming before anything else can take place. And this move to the downside can also extend towards 129. So it will depend on how the CPI will go on Wednesday. Of course, don't forget, if you want to know more details and how we look at the markets based on those type of fundamental news as well, you should check out the link in the description. If you become a member, you get access to our daily live sessions in the premium plan. So we teach you everything and how you should look at the market ahead of time, and when is a good time to potentially look for trades, and when you should try to protect yourself when things are not clear. So if you want to know how we see the market ahead and what should be next, check out the link in the description, and you can also send us an email if you have any questions at support@roiforecast.com. So for the pound, the next move, the bigger move, should be to the downside, either to 130 or 129 area, and this should be the next move that we can see ahead. For the pound yen, after this correction to the downside, we are expecting any time the market to create a low right here and start this move to the upside, which should be the next move that we can see in the pound yen. It should be to the upside because we should be expecting soon to get into some yen weakness. So either from this level or one or two small new lows right here, we should create a low, and the market should react to the upside sometime from this week onwards. So the next bigger move for the pound yen, it should be to the upside, whether it makes another low or not. This will be decided between Monday and Tuesday in the beginning of this week. For the EURUSD, as we have expected from these lows from the end of the month, we have explained that we are expecting a push to the upside, at least for a correction higher. And this is exactly what we are seeing right here. Overall, we can see the market will soon get into this choppiness phase right here, and soon is going to react to the downside thereafter. So if someone was buying from these lows, as we have said, right now is one of the better times that you can look to take profit, because we can see that the market will get choppy and sideways in the coming week or so. For gold, we have warned last week that the market could have got sideways to lower, and this is exactly what happened. We made a move to the downside, then a move to the upside, and then we start the move to the downside again. So what the market is doing right here, it's a sideways to lower pullback scenario. And this is a double correction from the highs from the 20th of August, and we are looking for something like this to take place. Another potential move to the downside, and the market will decide after it comes down to this area whether the market will be ready for new all-time highs, or whether from here is going to bounce and make another move to the downside before it goes up. So there are two scenarios in the bigger picture for gold, and both of them will depend after the market comes to this area. Now, if you want to know how to trade this one correctly, like I said to you, you can feel free to join us with the link in the description, and you can ask live questions on the live sessions. We will explain to you how to look at the market and when it's a good time to enter trades and when it's better to wait. So for us, for gold, we would rather wait on that. And right now the market is sideways to lower, so there is not any good risk to reward ratio to trade this market as of now. For oil, another amazing move to the downside. We have been calling oil lower over the last few months, from April, from July. After this bounce, we have explained the market should be making new lows. We have hit the 67.2 area. We can see a little bit more downside, or perhaps this might be a potential low forming right now for another potential bounce to the upside to take place soon, but still the market should be biased to the downside thereafter. Of course, the market can get sideways to lower. It's going to be a messy structure soon in oil, but the bigger picture is still to the downside. We haven't hit yet the weekly bearish targets. If you want to know which are those, like I said before, our members, they know that since March, and the market is moving directly to that weekly target lower. So if you want to know the bigger picture across all the markets, again, this is only in the member area. You can check us with the link in the description, so you will know the bigger picture of any market, and this will help you on how to position yourself and when to look for certain trades. So for oil, short term, we can see another bounce soon before anything else takes place. Now, the S&P 500 SPX cash index, as we expected, we have explained over the last week that we were expecting to see a break to the downside. This is exactly what we are seeing. Potentially, we can see a little bit more downside right here, but soon we are going to get a corrective bounce in the market before anything else takes place. But overall, we cannot deny the possibility that we do something like this and we break lower again before we consolidate. So the S&P 500 is not the clear structure at the moment. As we have explained before, this was a clear move, but now we are entering to some volatile market conditions, which we can also see a lot of possibilities like that, a lot of moves in this scenario. So we would rather avoid trading the S&P 500 or in general most of the indices for the next couple of weeks. But the bigger picture in the weekly time frame remains higher from the lows from 2022. This is what we know as of now. But short term, expect here some volatility and up and down moves, which are not the best conditions to look for trades. It becomes very unreliable and risky in the short term. And concluding our weekly market forecast with the two ETFs that we share, the 3Qs and GDX. For the 3Qs, it's very similar to the S&P 500. We expected to see a break to the downside. This is what we have so far. We can potentially get a little bit more downside right here, then some reactions, and then down. So it's going to be an up and down market for the time being. And there is also a possibility for a double correction from the highs from 11th of July. And if this will be the case, we have a target to the downside. If you want to know the target to the downside, again, you can find it out if you become a member. We share that to our member area. So our members are aware about the possibilities, and if you are looking for buy setups, which will be the best area to look for buys if we reach that area, of course. There are always probabilities in trading, nothing is 100%, but when you follow the areas that we mentioned, those are specific areas of the market that attract buyers or sellers. This way you will increase your probabilities to get in the market at the best time possible and join the bigger market movement that this should be your target as a potential successful trader that you want to be. So with the GDX, the gold miners ETF, we have got the high on the 20th of August like gold, and now we are moving to the downside. We can see more downside, but soon a bounce can take place. But overall, the market right here can be doing a double correction lower, and there are areas lower that we can see potential support and buyers for the time being. As far as we are above the highs, the low from the 5th of August, we should be finishing this pullback soon. But we can also see a double correction lower as well in the market before the buyers will enter again. So this is what we had for today's weekly market forecast. Again, if you want to have more details and get more help personally as well with your trading, you can join us with the link in the description, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will see you soon in the next video. And as we said before, soon we are going to be publishing much more content and be more active after the summer. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This will help us to reach out to a bigger audience and provide quality market analysis as we usually do. So we will see you in the next video, and take care.